Testing.
Let's see how that sounded.
I couldn't think of a joke.
That's all right.
Touching my mic.
Always messing with the mic.
Okay.
See how that sounded.
Hi, Charlotte.
Madeline, good day.
We're back with another episode of the Sports Gossip Show presented by eBay.
Woo!
How are you?
I am good.
I'm waiting for this.
How are you?
Well, I answered already, but I'm waiting for this winter to be over.
Oh.
It's got to stop. Enough. We're good. It's March. I don't want it.
Yeah, I've been a real proponent of winter this year. Just because it feels like we haven't had a real one in a while.
Which is true.
Right. Like even up into the last snowstorm, I loved it.
Yes.
I was like, great. I'm at a point where I'm like, I would love it to not be the way it is.
Well, it's bad. I said this to you, but I'm not always one to want a beach vacation, but I'm at the point where I want a beach vacation. I'm like, it has been so cold. My dermatitis on my eye won't go away. And I'm like, I want to lay on a beach. Someone, Hilton, if you're listening.
Hilton,
Whoever.
Marriott. What is the place? The fancy place?
Four Seasons?
No.
Who? Oh, Auberge.
No. Well, yeah, but the one in the thingy that the Grand Island Hotel.
On the Cayman.
The big island. Getaway.
In the Caymans?
The King Palms Hotel.
Palm. What is it
The
called?
Palm Heights.
Palm Heights.
We got
Palm
there.
Heights.
We got there.
If you're listening, we'll come record a pod.
No, truly, we'll go anywhere.
Oh my God. Wait, I think it'd be a hilarious setup if we recorded a podcast outdoors on the beach and I'm wearing my sun shirt and a sun hat and we have mics set up.
Yes.
I would love that.
And I'm just ruining my skin.
Also, nothing would bring me greater joy.
I think that would be a really lovely experience. We have a few things that we need that we can be. Should we tell everyone one of our words for the year?
Oh yeah, go for it.
When Madeline planned our little corporate retreat with the two of us, where we lay down and
I went through a presentation.
It was amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
One of our tasks that Madeline set us was to come up with words for the year.
Yeah.
And one, which is more of a phrase than a word, it's to be shameless within reason.
Yes.
And to that end, we have an announcement.
We do?
Yes. We last episode, we asked our shareholders if you like it when we say blank, come on the pod, or blank if you're listening.
Yeah.
And overwhelmingly, our shareholders do like it.
They do. It was overwhelming. I mean, I think we maybe had less than 5 people say they didn't like it.
Yeah.
It was an overwhelming yes.
So we're going to keep doing it. Also, it's working.
It's working.
We're getting emails, folks.
We're getting emails.
People are hearing us.
People are listening.
So we need a few things. A beach vacation.
Yeah.
Madeline, you would like?
Oh, my dream. Someone left us a lovely comment and said, wow, your skin looks so good. What's your skincare routine? Which we will send a newsletter on our Substack, sportsgossipshow.substack.com about that. But I also have acne scars under this concealer. It's the new spoiler alert.
Concealer.
My dream is there a dermatologist in New York? Let's do a laser partnership. You don't need to pay me. Give me a discount. Putting it out there. I want like a little acne scar laser treatment. That is up there on dream partnerships.
Yeah.
You don't even need to pay me.
No.
I'll just post about it. You can use the content for whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can even put paid behind it. I'll let you do that for free.
Love it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything.
You don't have a skin related skin issue.
No. I mean, I have needs, but they're escaping me at this moment. I'm also realizing my table here.
What's wrong with it?
It's very tall.
Wait, it's
very tall. Hold on.
Charlotte. I'm dead.
It was because of our...
I'm dead.
Okay, hold on. 1 second, please, everybody. If you're listening and not an audio viewer.
We have these tables for our computers, and Charlotte is scooting it down. Oh, there we go. Now it's even. That's a little low.
Excuse me.
We'll bleep that out. We have these
figure
tables.
out how to righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I always need help.
I think you may be going. Yeah, that's the
this
right way.
way.
Yes, go that way.
All right.
Just call us.
While I'm doing this, why don't you tell the people what they can expect this episode?
Yes, thank you so much. Today's episode, we will give an update on Unrivaled. Championship teams have been set.
Yep.
We will get into that. We'll also give a little WNBA update with their ongoing CBA negotiations that still have not ended. We have an F1 wedding for you. We will be discussing the flowers.
And I haven't looked at them yet.
Charlotte hasn't seen them.
So you will get a real-time reaction.
And because, F1 season's starting soon, so we're gonna have a lot of drama.
Right, as I famously knew that.
Yes. There's a story that has to do with Michael Jordan and his NASCAR team. Did you know Michael Jordan owned a NASCAR team? Well, now you do.
He does.
We'll get into that. There was some drama with half marathon. That was Craig Ray. And then, of course, we will address the latest updates in the U.S. men's hockey team call heard around the world. That doesn't seem to end.
I feel like we should call this like Knucklehead Gate or something. They're being real knuckleheads.
What about something about the tooth?
Oh, yeah.
Toothless Gate. No, I don't know. Someone, if any of our shareholders
what
have
does it mean to be long in the tooth? Does that mean you're old?
Long in the tooth?
Yeah, it's like an old saying. It's like...
Never heard that in my life. Long in the tooth.
Long in the tooth. Meaning, yeah, it's something that's old or aging.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before, but I'm glad I know it now.
Well, it's me and the Bronte sisters.
I always say Charlotte's always reading a Bronte sister book.
Constantly. Also, I would like to tell everyone, if you haven't read, if you're into the Brontes or, whatever, obviously Wuthering Heights has been in the news because there's a movie about it, which apparently sucks and I'm not going to see. But there were 3 Bronte sisters.
Okay.
So Emily Bronte wrote Wuthering Heights. Anne Bronte, no one talks about her. She wrote The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. And my cousin's girlfriend, Willa, who's one of the coolest people I know, told me to read it. Did not disappoint.
Wow.
Incredible book. If you were disappointed by the Wuthering Heights movie, read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. Wow. Maybe, should we have a book club? I don't know.
Maybe we should. If anyone's interested in a book club, maybe, or a discussion, maybe that's on Substack chat or something. We can think about that.
Yeah, we'll figure it. We'll brainstorm.
Also, I apologize to the people who joined our Survivor chat this past week because I then was distracted and had to watch it later. So apologies, but we'll be back with our Survivor chat.
Should we talk about Traitors?
Let's talk about Traitors. Speaking of reality television. Oh my God. If you did not watch the Traitors finale, skip this part. Okay. This will be spoilers.
Yeah.
So, okay. Iconic. Rob won the Traitors as a traitor.
Yes, if you're listening to this because you don't really care about Traitors one way or another and you're too lazy to hit the skip ahead button, Traitors is basically like mafia or murder party where like there are a bunch of celebrities in a castle in Scotland and Alan Cumming is the host and 3 of them or however many of them are traitors and the faithful don't know who the traitors are and the whole thing is they have to try to root them out. And if you get to the end of the game as a traitor where everyone thinks you're faithful, you get all the money.
Right. Yeah. And Rob won. And poor Maura, faithful with Rob till the end, ride or die for Rob. Her reaction when Rob revealed to her that she was going to lose and he was a traitor was one of the most iconic moments in reality television history, I think.
I think so too.
She genuinely was hurt. She kept shocked.
It ends and Alan's like, tell her what you are. And Rob goes, I'm a traitor. And she just put her hands up to her mouth and was like waiting for him to say, just kidding, I'm a faithful. And then he was like, no, really, I'm a traitor.
He's a traitor.
And I think that this is a lesson. First of all, love Maura.
Yes.
Love Rob.
She's great.
Maura's Irish and she would always say, I'm tinking.
Yeah.
I think that Rob is a faithful.
Put her in acting class.
Faithful. Anyway, I think it's a lesson. Always listen to the girls and the gays. Yeah. Because Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir were telling Maura, this very handsome man, charming, seems lovely. I'm going to be fully transparent. I love Rob.
He's great.
I'm a little obsessed with Rob.
He did a great job.
My husband's like, you need to stop talking about Rob. But they were telling her, you're being charmed by this guy.
Right.
And she didn't believe them. And then she got taken for a ride.
Yeah, she did.
So she got. You can't trust the handsome man.
No, you can't. Anyways, it was wild.
Really cool.
Wow.
Great.
Well, let's talk about Unrivaled.
Oh, yes.
The championship is set.
We have the Mist versus the Phantom for the championship. The semifinals were very exciting.
Yes.
the last game, I mean, I think they both ended on, I'm going to be transparent. I didn't watch the Phantoms game. But I did watch the Breeze versus the Mist. And the Breeze was the young ones. Paige Beckers, Rakia Jackson, Cameron Brink, among others. And they were playing Brianna Stewart, Liberty Star. It was at Barclays.
Yeah.
We should have gone.
Sorry.
It kind of snuck up on us.
I know. And then I was like, wait, it's now. It's happening now.
Right. And then it was happening. And Arike Ogunbowale, and it was Arike's birthday.
Yes.
And she hit the game-winning 3.
How exciting is that?
And I just have to say, Unrivaled is a superb television product.
Unbelievable television product.
Really, the 3-on-3, and then the fourth quarter, it's just, you play to a certain number.
Yeah.
And it's electric, and the environment there was great. And women's basketball rules. And it also made me realize how uninterested I am in men's basketball right now.
Yeah. It just feels like I don't know what the problem is. Adam Silver, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. I agree. I feel like there's just something.
The energy,
the vibes are off with the NBA.
Yeah.
I don't really know. It's hard to pinpoint what exactly is the problem.
I agree.
So I think. Yeah, I don't know. That's where maybe we need to do a deep dive on that. We should. What's going on in the NBA?
We should do an episode called What's Wrong with the NBA?
Yeah, what's going on?
Anyway, Unrivaled, the energy around women's basketball, whether it's WNBA, which we'll get to in a sec because there are some CBA updates, as you mentioned.
Yes.
But AZ Fudd, who is one of the stars of UConn basketball, and who was last summer, they went public dating Paige Beckers.
Yes.
Young basketball star, no longer in college.
Nope. No longer.
She was at the game, but they never panned to her during the game. I didn't see any images of Paige and AZ. They haven't been liking each other's Instagrams. I'm really hoping that it's because everybody got too creepy about their relationship and they just backed off completely.
I hope that's the issue. I mean, she's sitting courtside.
Yeah.
I feel like she wouldn't be sitting courtside. She's posing. I saw photos of her at the game. And I think they showed her on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like she would be there if she and Paige were on the rocks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying everything's about you need a relationship, but
right.
I just feel like she wouldn't be there sitting courtside.
Yeah.
That's a statement.
Yeah.
And this also comes after the UConn women's basketball team finished their season undefeated. This is now the Huskies' 47th consecutive victory, tying their own 2013-2015 run for the 2015? I guess that's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
2013 to 2015?
Yeah.
I'm realizing. Is that right?
Yeah.
Feels like too long of a season.
Oh, no. Oh.
Wait, what?
No. That's 2 seasons.
Oh, 2 seasons.
Oh, no.
I'm like reading my own note and I'm like, wait.
No, that's because they won so much across 2 seasons.
Obviously.
Right.
Right. Yeah. So
that was
that
was very cute.
I was like, wait a second. Did I put this in wrong?
This can't be.
Their own 2013
One
to
mega
2015
season.
No, I was like, wait, that's too long. That's not how seasons. Let me say that again. Tying their own 2013 to 2015 run for the 5th longest winning streak in D1 history. So what a run for the UConn women's basketball team. And then also to have one of their stars sitting courtside at Unrivaled.
Very cool.
It's a good 1-2 punch.
And speaking of very good basketball.
Oh,
we are going to the women's Final Four.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Championship. We can't wait. We're so excited.
So excited.
It'll be interesting to see if UConn can make it because they've been obviously dominant, but UCLA is very good. And I will say, vibes wise, I think coming into a tournament with an undefeated season can be a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
And we'll just be monitoring the vibes very closely during March Madness.
We will. We'll be boots on the ground.
Oh, I guess we should have like a bracket. like a
yes. Wait,
I don't know how you do that.
I'll look at it. Would any of our shareholders be interested in a March Madness bracket
that
for
would be
men's
so fun.
and women's?
That'd be so fun.
We should do that. Okay. And then the other thing was Kelsey Plum, I believe, also hit a game-winning 3 to advance the Phantom.
Yes,
to the championship.
And the championship is Wednesday night back in Miami.
Yes.
And it's late. It's at 9 or 9:10.
That's so late.
Why?
That's too late for something to start.
I know. I'm at the age
it's like
where
go.
Oh no, we were a couple weekends ago invited to a party, not to brag. And it started at 8.
We were?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh,
my husband and I.
I was like,
sorry.
I don't know what we're talking about.
And it started at 8, which means you can't really get there till like 8:45 at the earliest.
Yeah.
And I had a headache, and I was like, "This is not happening."
You know what I'm going to say though? I think maybe my new hot take. It's not even a hot take. Maybe it's just a take, and I'm just going to take action in my own life doing this. If something starts at 8, I'm showing up at 8.
Yeah.
So I can leave by 9.
Right.
There might not be that many people there, but I can have more one-on-one conversation with whoever's hosting it.
That's
right?
a great point.
And then you can leave.
I might just if I throw a party ever.
Yeah.
I would say on the invitation,
come at 8.
It starts at 8. Please show up then.
Yeah.
Don't worry about.
Don't come later.
Don't come later.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're late, that's fine, but don't like plan to come at 9.
I think that's a great idea.
But also, I think my new ideal time for parties or for gatherings or anything.
Yeah.
4:30 on a Saturday.
Yes.
4:30 to 7.
Because then you could eat dinner after if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Or go home and lay down.
Yep.
Or both. You could eat while laying down.
Or you could eat and then lay down.
Exactly.
Which sounds great.
Oh, fabulous. All right. In other women's basketball news, can you tell our shareholders what's going on with this Cameron Brink email?
Yes, this is one of my favorite things that's happened recently. Cameron Brink, who is a star of the LA Sparks and also of the Breeze, who, I mean, look, the Mist really came back. The Breeze were up, I think it was 26-10 at one point, and the Mist managed to win. So the Breeze really blew it. But Cameron Brink had some amazing blocks, and she is engaged to a man named Ben Felton. And they went to Stanford together. That's where they met.
Yeah.
He rode crew. Actually, we got yelled at in the comments recently.
What?
Someone said, please stop saying road crew.
Oh.
Say they rode or they were on the crew team. Look,
Wait. So what were we saying before?
Road crew.
So you're supposed to say what? Not road crew?
I guess it's redundant to say road crew.
Oh. So you can just say they were
on the rowing team or on the crew team or they rowed in college.
Oh, okay.
And I just would like everyone to know we listen to the feedback.
We do listen.
So anyway, he was on the crew team at Stanford.
Okay.
And apparently he sent her an email because when she was at Stanford, she was already she was a star.
Yeah.
And she had a bunch of followers.
Uh-huh.
So he sent an email and the subject line was attempting to mingle. And the email said, hey, Cameron, wanted to chat you up, but I think DMs are a bit creepy. Not that an email is much better. So here's my number, Ben.
Wow.
And I think people have been roasting him being like, oh my God, you got Cameron Brink with an email subject attempting to mingle. And I think that is an amazing subject line.
Yes.
And it's funny. And anyone who thinks it's not like a little tongue in cheek.
Right.
I think that's silly.
Yeah.
I love this.
It also to me indicates that he meant business.
He was not messing around.
He wasn't messing around. He gave her his email address.
Can I say one other thing about this? I wish people sent emails more in terms of personal communication.
Oh.
It's like when you go back and you find letters that family members wrote each other in the past. We don't have that.
No.
Nobody's writing letters. It's all like silly texts.
No.
How are you going to preserve communication? We need to be writing each other emails.
We need to write each other emails. Oh, you're so right.
Thanks.
You're so right. Well, in other WNBA news, there are kind of no updates, but not really. I guess that's not necessarily true in the CBA negotiations.
Yes.
Kelsey Plum, WNBA star, said that while the players union should continue to negotiate a new collective bargaining agreement, she does believe the offer the WNBPA has received from the WNBA so far reflects a, quote, significant win, and that, quote, a strike would be the worst thing for both sides. So, I mean, that's not nothing. Like, they got an offer.
Promising.
It's promising. So, and then Paige Beckers also echoed the same statement, and she said in a press conference that she also didn't want to have a strike. And she said, quote, we want to have a season. So it's like their game to have a season. Obviously, WNBA fans also want a season, myself included, you included. But I'm like, okay, when is this going to be finalized? I'm no lawyer, but I'm like, this is going on a while.
I'm not a doctor, but these negotiations have been going on for a long time.
Yes, for months.
I feel, obviously, this is a very pro-labor podcast.
Yes.
We love a union. And I think I always just come down on the side of like the company needs to get it together. Do you know what I mean? Like the WNBA, just like give them an offer that you know they're going to be good with. Like you have so much money. It's this culture of greed and I'm sick of it. So anybody saying like the players are being greedy, you've internalized being a company man and you might want to do a little introspection.
Yes.
Just saying.
Go to company therapy.
Yeah. Get it out of your head. Stop carrying water for the boss, everybody.
Yeah, you may be right about that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anyways,
so we shall for office?
Charlotte said to me, she goes, I thought for a minute to run for office. Then I said no. And I said, yeah, I don't know if you need to. I mean, listen, I will support you. Look, I'll be your chief of staff.
Honestly,
I would be good at that job.
Yeah, you would crush.
I would crush.
I was getting worked up and I was pissed about the state of our world. And I thought, should I run for office?
Yeah.
And then I thought, no.
We'll do this podcast.
I thought we'll keep doing the podcast.
Keep doing the podcast.
We'll change the world one listener at a time.
Yes. Speaking of this podcast, let's talk about one of our signature topics on the show. Compressed flowers. And I feel like we need like a segment, like graphic or something. Like
compressed flowers.
Are they compressed? Ding.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yes or no? Because
Mike, our editor, will offline for the future, not for this.
Not yet. Don't kill yourself on this one.
No. Charles LeClerc, the famous F1 driver, is married to his now wife, Alexandra. They got married in a civil ceremony. What?
I just remembered when they announced it. And it was all those pictures with their dog.
Well,
he's famous, right?
Yes. Well, the dog is in the wedding photos as well. So I am pulling up on my computer, Charlotte, if you want to click on the link that says flowers. They looked stunning. So we can go to the beginning. Looked beautiful. Wow. The first photo, if you click backwards to the beginning, it doesn't have the flowers in it, but I just need to point it out. It has their dog. Do you see the dog?
Oh my goodness.
It looks cinematic. They're like overlooking the water. It looks beautiful. And they're posing. This looks like a wedding. I mean, I know this was for their civil ceremony because Alexandra said, can't wait to marry you all over again next year. I'm like, if this is just for the civil ceremony, can you imagine what their actual wedding is going to look like? It's like an F1 royal wedding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, the dog is poking out between a balcony. It looks like a dachshund of some kind. I'm sure everybody will yell at me and tell me what it actually is.
I think it's a dachshund.
Okay, so amazing. She looks great. Oh, she's got some lilies.
Yes.
As a bouquet.
Which nice. So if you go to the...
Oh, beautiful.
Yes, very nice with the dog. And the next photo, you get a hint of flowers.
Okay. I don't think these are compressed.
Not compressed. Well, I have some more photos to show you.
Sorry.
Keep clicking. So yes,
clicking?
not no, I'm saying yes. I think. Okay. So we got a close up. Go to the next one. Okay, we got the dog sitting on her dress. Very cute.
Beautiful. You know what that is? That's a blonde dachshund. It's a blonde
Charlotte
dog.
knows I love a dachshund.
Yeah, you do.
One of my favorite types of dachshunds is a silky wire. If anyone knows,
is that what this is?
In the world. No, that looks like just a
long haired.
I think that's just a long hair. Anyways, so then she has a photo of herself. Okay, and then if you keep clicking to the photo of the building, yes. So there are flowers wrapping around 2 columns.
Now this is interesting.
What do we think?
I don't think they're compressed.
I don't either. I don't think they're compressed.
I don't think they're compressed. I think they're beautiful. I love that they went hard on the lilies and then what looks like baby's breath.
Yes, because I think the flowers look pretty evenly placed. There's room to breathe. They're not shoved in there, as we always talk about with compressed flowers. I think these were well-placed flowers.
I think they did a beautiful job. I don't think these are compressed.
No, I don't think so either. And then if you continue clicking through,
yes,
you will see a photo on the balcony with some greenery. That one? Not that one. That one's on the column. That one
This
also.
Looks like there's a bunch of flowers on top of a column, and it looks like the column has hair.
It kind of looks like a wig, a Halloween wig.
It looks like
you're a hair band,
a rock star.
Yeah. Rock on.
And it's not compressed.
No, not compressed.
Okay,
so keep going.
They went hard on the balcony photos.
Love some balcony shots. The dog is in so many, which I love.
What is the dog's name?
I don't know.
We knew that. Okay, so Is this one?
Nope.
Sorry.
Keep going. Keep clicking. That one.
Oh.
So they're on the balcony, they're kissing, and there's greenery draping down with some flowers. I don't think it's compressed. I think the energy is not compressed.
And I think that they managed to find a way to do bountiful flowers.
Yes.
An abundance of flowers.
Yes.
Without making them compressed, which involves space, greenery, hanging things.
Yes.
No, this is really, do you think they know who we are?
You know.
Do you think is that tooting our own horn to think, because I feel like this is deliberately not compressed. I can't. And
Alexandra, let us know
if you're listening.
If you're listening. Either way, I would just hope maybe that our influence has trickled somewhere into the wedding world.
Yeah.
Because these are great. 10 out of 10, no notes.
Yeah.
Not compressed.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
Love the single flower commitment.
Oh.
Also, if you would like to come on our show and talk about your flowers, we would love that.
Oh.
We're trying to be a place where athletes come and talk about their flowers.
Please. I would love to hear what your mood board looked like, inspiration. What did you not pick? Why'd you pick these? Come on the pod.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Congratulations to them. I cannot wait to see what their normal wedding? What would be the equivalent non-civil?
Big party wedding.
The big party wedding. Because
it's really impressive to me. The difference between like athletes and normal people when that's a civil ceremony.
That's a civil ceremony.
And those flowers.
And she's wearing, it looks like a wedding.
No, it looks like a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we are not the same.
No, different tax brackets.
Yeah.
All right. Switching gears in the car world, but let's talk about NASCAR and NBA legend and GOAT Michael Jordan.
Yes.
So did you know Michael Jordan co-owned a racing team?
I did know that. I think there was some drama last year that we almost talked about and then didn't because we weren't totally sure what was
legal drama.
Yeah, we didn't fully know what was going on.
I don't exactly remember what was going on there.
There was something else. Wasn't there something
he was like going
that we were talking about last year where it was like, this is a lawsuit that we do not understand.
Well, I think it was then, and then they did the court, and I think he won.
They did the court.
There was
another lawsuit that we couldn't understand, but we talked about anyway.
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Well, anyways.
So this is pretty wild.
Yes. His team won the first 3 races of the NASCAR season, the first time that it has ever happened in NASCAR's 77-year history.
Crazy. And Tyler Reddick is the first driver, of course, because it hasn't happened before, to sweep in the opening races. Also, it's worth noting Michael Jordan's racing company is called 23XI, which basketball fans will know. He's number 23. He won 6 championships.
Wow.
So I like that he is putting his legacy he's like, lest anyone forget.
Well, I love that. And their driver, Tyler Reddick, you put this in here, did the same pose that Michael Jordan did after they won their 3rd championship with the Bulls.
Sick.
Which I love.
I wrote 2 pretty long articles about NASCAR in 2018. Fascinating world. We should probably go to a race.
Yes.
It was truly wild. And Michael Jordan owns the team with Denny Hamlin, who was a great driver. And I just would love to know what made Michael Jordan get into NASCAR specifically. And he could have done anything he wanted to do in the sports world. And he chose NASCAR, which is pretty much understood to be a declining sport in terms of, or like maybe not declining, but it's like not growing.
Right.
And it's become much smaller in America than it used to be. And I am very interested in why he chose that. And I'm kind of into it.
Yeah. Hey, Michael Jordan. Come on the pod. Love to hear about why you got into racing.
Or anyone associated with it. Yeah. Or a journalist who knows why.
Could you, if we announce on the show that Michael Jordan is coming on the podcast and everyone's like, oh my God. And it's like, oh, to talk about his NASCAR team.
Yeah.
Come on.
Michael Jordan.
Come on.
That would be the funniest. Never say never.
Hey, never say never. Wow.
Okay, so that was exciting. Can you tell me what this is? Half marathon drama.
Yes. Was not on my bingo card to discuss drama at a half marathon. You would think a half marathon, it's pretty much just running. Mm-hmm. It's just running, which I would like to shout out my husband. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Cutter.
Happy birthday.
He's running the New York City half marathon in a couple weeks.
It's awesome.
So cheer him on.
This was also at the the 2026 U.S. Half Marathon Championships, and I'm a little embarrassed. I did not know this was a thing.
I did not know it was a thing, but yeah. So basically, this race served as a selection for the 2026 World Road Running Championships.
Is that also a half marathon? Tough to say. No way of knowing. No,
possibly.
We'll never know.
You know what? Let's look it up.
Okay.
We do have a computer.
Well,
we one time got a comment. Someone was like, "They have computers." Let's see. It is
Road Running Championships.
It is. Oh, it's 3 races. I'm going to guess then that one is a half marathon. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. It's a 1 mile, a 5K, and a half marathon.
See, I like that because that's inclusive for people who are like 26.2 miles.
It's in
simply
Copenhagen.
Too many.
It's in Copenhagen.
Oh, I'd like to go there.
I would. Copenhagen, if you're listening.
Copenhagen.
They're like, all right, we told you guys can say it.
Like, can you chill out?
Okay, anyways. So this was an important race.
Yes.
And again, like I said, you're just running. So usually there's typically not a lot of drama. Like unless you're like, oh, 2 people are close, who's going to win, etc. So with under 2 miles to go, Jess McClain was leading the 2026 U.S. Half Marathon Championships. But by the way, we're in Atlanta, my home city. So this is what I'm about to tell you is a little embarrassing for my hometown, but it's okay. She was leading by a pretty good margin, and it looked like she was on her way to win the national title. So things were looking good for Jess.
Sounds great.
Until the lead, car and biker, when there's someone like the pace, not the pacer, but just like there's usually like a cop, not a cop car, but like some sort of lead car for those elite runners to be at the front of the race to make sure everything's good. And then led them. Well, led her, another racer named Emma Grace Hurley and Edna Kurgat off course.
Off course. He took a wrong turn? Or she, but I'm guessing it's a man.
We don't know.
Because they don't ask for directions.
There you go. Went off course.
Oh, no.
Which I'm like, aren't there, what? How does that happen?
How do you do that?
So horrible. And then a woman named Molly Bourne, who was over a minute behind them, was the first runner to correctly complete the course and is credited with the win.
I hate that.
And then 2 other women obviously then finished second and third, who were not those 3 runners.
I read something that they appealed.
Yes. So basically the latest update is that the 2 runners who got the spots instead, her name was Carrie Elwood and Annie Rodenfels, yes, who finished second and third, were offered team spots, have offered their team spots that they got to the 3 athletes who were affected by the mishap. Yes, but it's unclear now what's going to happen next.
Right.
So they were like, hey, we get it. We shouldn't have gotten these, which is, generous. It's not their fault that this happened, but they're willing to give their spots to the 2 other women who were supposed to have finished and were let off course.
Wait, that's amazing.
By the officials.
So I guess what we need to know now is if the governing body will let them do that.
Correct. So it's unclear. I'm trying to read into running Twitter.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's complicated. It's complicated because it's can they do that? Because technically they were the ones who got the spots and they're like, hey, we'll give them up. Yeah.
Here's my feeling about all of this. That is very frustrating to me when bureaucracy comes into play and it's just fix it. Just undo the race management. This is not any of the runner's fault.
No.
So just fix it. Just let those women in.
Well, what I don't understand,
call the race at where they were let off course.
I know. Well, I'm also kind of but again, I don't know running rules for these races, but I'm just let them all go in.
Right.
The 2 who offered their spots, but then also the runners who were supposed to have it. I think that's a fair, give it to 5 runners.
Yeah. It's not like there's not enough room on a road.
Right. Exactly.
We've seen the New York City Marathon.
If they had 25 spots and they make it 26, does it really matter?
Right.
I don't think it matters.
I think that's a great solve.
So,
also,
anyways,
now I just have questions about the pace cars or whatever. Do they have GPS going?
Right.
And if they don't, why not?
Right.
And if they do, did you read it? Look, it happens to the best of us. It's you never know. You're do I go left or right on a slight turn? But go the right way.
Well, I'm also you literally had one job.
Right.
Your job was to lead the runners to the finish line. Did you
practice it? Did you drive that course?
You know what? Here's what I'll say. It's just, it's not a good look for Atlanta.
Wow.
What are we doing?
It's okay.
Here's what I will say. The Atlanta roads are a little complicated. A lot of one-way streets. But I'm also I don't imagine this driver's from Atlanta. So come on, memorize the course better. And there were people on Twitter.
We just need answers. Who was the driver?
Right.
Well, no, because I'm not trying to dox anyone or ruin their lives.
But it's whose fault? Who is at fault here? There were people on Twitter being oh, well, the runners should have known the course. It's what?
They're just
know every single turn. They probably don't live in Atlanta. Why would they know every single road? They're
also
to run.
They're tunnel vision run.
Exactly.
They're not tunnel vision.
To me, it's the organizer's problem.
Run and check a map.
Yeah. It's the organizer's problem, and it shouldn't be on the runners who ended up getting those spots to offer their spots. I'm how is that? Why do they need to do that? Anyways.
Couldn't agree more.
So that's that.
Okay. Well, should we talk about the story that won't die?
Yes.
So the U.S. hockey teams, I don't know what to... okay, so the U.S. women's hockey team and the U.S. men's hockey team won gold.
Yes.
You will remember we did an episode last week talking all about how there was that leaked video of the U.S. men's team partying with FBI Director Kash Patel and taking a phone call from Trump in which Trump made a joke saying, well, if I invite you guys, I guess I have to invite the women. And everybody laughed. There was someone heard in the background saying like 2 for 2, absolutely. But he then went on to say, if I don't invite the women, I'll be impeached. And everybody laughed again. So there were chances to not laugh or, we said it could have been handled differently. Mm-hmm. If it had been handled differently, would have been better. Also, if they had just apologized after that footage came out, it probably would have died.
Yes.
The story has not died.
It has not died.
And over the weekend, Connor Story, who is one of the stars of Heated Rivalry, the hockey show about the 2 gay hockey players who fall in love.
Yes.
He hosted SNL.
Yeah.
And who shows up but Quinn and Jack Hughes?
Yes. During the monologue, they show up and you're watching it and you're like, okay, there was applause, mm-hmm. polite applause, I would say. Mm-hmm. Polite applause from the audience. And then you kind of hear I felt you heard almost like a rumbling or something in the crowd. And I was like, oh boy, they're bringing out the women. And who did they bring out? Megyn Kelly and Hilary Knight, stars for the women's hockey team. The crowd goes crazy.
Nuts.
I
don't think I've ever heard applause that long on SNL before that.
Never. And I saw an interview Hilary Knight gave to, I think, CBS Sunday Morning, where she said that someone from SNL pulled her aside to be like, we've never seen that before. Yeah.
Wow.
Which was, the applause was unbelievable and very long.
Very long.
So then they're next to Connor. Mm-hmm. And Megyn Kelly, they're talking about a Heated Rivalry. And Megyn Kelly goes, don't worry, we saw your show.
Because I think it was implied that the Hughes brothers hadn't seen it.
Yes.
Which also, well, we'll save our thoughts.
Yes. And then Hilary Knight goes, it was going to be just us, but we thought we'd invite the guys too.
And then Megyn Kelly says, yeah, we thought we'd give them a little moment to shine.
Yeah.
So that happened. And let's just run through a quick timeline before we get to our thoughts on all of this. Then on Monday night, Hilary Knight and Quinn and Jack Hughes were on Jimmy Fallon, mm-hmm. also an NBC property. Yeah. NBC hosts the Olympics or broadcasts the Olympics. They also obviously have Saturday Night Live, and they also have Jimmy Fallon's late night show. So Hilary Knight's there. Jimmy's talking mostly to her and about how she got engaged to the speed skater Brittany Bowe. They panned to Brittany Bowe in the audience. Then they kind of go over to Quinn and Jack Hughes, who once again just say like, we're so happy for the women. It's like an apology tour without an actual apology. Yeah. Like these men just keep saying, we love the women's team. Right. Which doesn't mean, like, as we said before, 2 things can be true. You can behave badly and then also like still like the women. Right. Well, and you're still not apologizing. Right. And that's the thing. And this goes deeper because a lot of the men's hockey team, Trump invited them to the State of the Union, which he gave. It was the longest State of the Union ever. My brain started bleeding out of my ears listening. And I was watching because I wanted to see the men's team come out. They were photographed at the White House. They were wearing Make America Great Again hats. Some of them were wearing them. Yeah. At the White House. At the White House. Yes. It's one thing to go. It's another thing. The men keep saying like, this isn't political. Yeah. Jack Hughes said that. Jack Hughes said, this isn't political. And then if you're wearing it's campaign merch. That's not like. He's wearing the USA hat. The Trump USA hat. It's like, this is you're making it political. And then they trot them out for the State of the Union. And there's like huge applause. Both chambers, the Democrats also applauded. But they looked like sort of cardboard deer in the headlights. They've just has kept going on, they just look like they are completely out of their depth. And I think in an administration where obviously, I mean, it's like they're just doing illegal things or killing civilians in the street. Also, Quinn Hughes plays for the Minnesota Wild. Yeah. Minneapolis is where ICE completely terrorized the whole community. Yep. Many people have died because of ICE now. So it's like, it's as we said, it's like not just political at this point to show up at the White House. Yeah, no. And I will note that there were 5 players on the men's team who did not go. And I believe 4 of them are from Minnesota, or I believe. I don't know. Oh. I think a few of them are from Minnesota, but I believe it was 5 who did not go to the White House or the State of the Union. You know what was interesting though? So it's like they had a choice. Some of those guys though were like, it was just a scheduling thing, which I guess is a way of saying. I will say the women, I think some of them had said, it's a scheduling thing. Yes. I guess that's how you say it without saying it.
Yeah. So I will give them.
Sorry, to your point, it's a choice. You don't have to go.
It's a choice. And I think if we're then taking it back to Saturday, it felt like, again, the women are coming in to clean up the mess the men have made.
Yeah.
And whether, again, we are not saying that those women's players don't like the men's players. They do. As you were saying, two things can be true. But ultimately, as you mentioned, the men's players have been giving these like pardon my French, half answers.
Yeah.
All week. And they're not actually just apologies. It's not that hard. Just say, hey, we messed up. We're so sorry. The end.
And if you guys have said things that get close, so
it's like close, but not quite right.
Well, Charlie McAvoy, several Bruins players actually have said things, not to brag about Boston sports team. No, but
always bringing it back to Boston.
Charlie McAvoy said, I think, I'm just certainly sorry for how we responded to it in that moment. Things just happened really quick there. Which that's kind of all. I'm sorry. They said, I'm just sorry for how we responded. And Jeremy Swayman said they should have reacted differently after Trump made that joke. And I think something that I've been thinking about a lot is like, I don't want to sit here and sound like we're two ladies like scolding the men.
Right,
I'm really sick of that. I'm also really sick of it being like, if we're calling out bad behavior and then continued bad behavior without the correct apology or without any acknowledgement, and then looking at this PR tour where they just keep bringing the men out with the women, as if like that makes it all okay. It sucks that us pointing that out, there's a large population of this country who's like, well, you guys just can't let it go or take a joke or you're angry women. It's like,
no,
we're not saying that all of the men on the U.S. men's hockey team are horrible people.
No,
it's also, this isn't just Quinn and Jack Hughes. Like, forget about them for a second. This is about a culture in which men keep having excuses made for them. Mm-hmm. And then the women, as you said, keep having to be the ones to make them feel like it's okay that they messed up.
Yeah, it's like to make them feel comfortable with their bad behavior.
And it's boring.
It's boring.
It's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. And I just think, again, what we talk about all the time on the show is about PR and how people handle things that are brought to them, or decisions they make. And it's just wild to me that it feels like the only PR strategy here was like NBC, like, well, we'll just bring him out. Let's just show. Like, this isn't NBC's problem. They were on Tonight Show, SNL. What else? Oh, I think they were on the Today Show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Good Morning America, different network, but still.
NBC
like, why are they the ones acting like they're Tree Payne? What's going on?
NBC said, the NHL is really, really dropping the ball here. Yes. So we're going to be the organization with 3 letters that starts with an N that says, let's just put them everywhere.
Right.
And you know what's going to fix it? If we put them in with the women and show that they're friends.
Yeah, and they're friends. And, a lot of the women's players, since this incident happened, have been asked by reporters how they feel. Almost all of them have given statements being like, oh, we're all friends. It's all good. And it's like, why is it their job to kind of diminish the problem here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I guess a lot of the women have also been saying like, it sucks that this has overshadowed our accomplishments.
Yeah.
But I think that too, and I'm not saying any of the women have done anything or said anything wrong. I think they keep being put in these positions where clearly it seems to, I think we would both agree that it seems like U.S. hockey has like a party line.
Yes.
That they're asking everybody to toe.
Right.
So, and also like, yeah, it does suck that overshadowed it. But like in this world, that behavior coupled with then the doubling down and going to the State of the Union, how can that not be a huge deal?
Yeah.
How can people who, it also just shows again that like, these guys haven't ever really had to think about how politics affects their life because they're rich white guys. And I don't say that in, like, I just hate that we have to like couch it and be like, we're not trying to turn anybody off. But like, they really haven't had to think about, I mean, maybe they have, I don't know. But by showing up there, it insinuates like, we're good.
Right.
While there are all these communities of people, everybody else is like, we are actively being harmed by what this political movement is doing.
Yeah. And I think even beyond which we talked about last week and we've touched on today, beyond what this says about our culture and how men can continue to get away with bad behavior, in any area, including this. It also, to me, says a lot about hockey and the culture around hockey. You know, we've gotten a lot of DMs from people saying, oh, this isn't surprising. Them not apologizing, the fact that like, I guess whatever the national hockey governing body is, has not issued some sort of apology on behalf of the players, says more about what's going on in hockey culture than anything in a lot of ways. And I think just raises a lot of questions of like, when you look at other leagues, how they handle crisis, they all have such vastly different PR strategies. But I think when all of the spotlight is on hockey, it kind of feels like once every 4 years, you know, hockey viewership, I believe, is the lowest of all the major sports, right? For NHL, I think.
So.
I think so. For major men's sports. So maybe they're just used to this sort of like insular culture. And to me, I'm like, well, it clearly seems like, were they not prepared? Do they have no PR strategy? Is it just like the history of hockey is that you just kind of don't ever apologize? Like, that's kind of what it feels like.
I think that it's a mix of those things. I also think that the fact that they haven't been out here deploying traditional crisis PR means they don't necessarily see it as a crisis, which means they are not actively trying to widen the viewership of hockey, which is crazy because you just had the best gift that ever could have been handed to a sports league in the show Heated Rivalry that brought in people from different communities who have traditionally not been made to feel welcome in sports. Hockey has had this fraught relationship with their pride nights and players refusing to use rainbow tape. You know, it's a very conservative culture, and you just got handed like, hey, people are interested now.
Right.
And then you managed to blow it by not advocating for the just basic hockey. NHL, US hockey didn't do like the most basic thing, which is just say, hey, sorry that we made a bunch of you feel devalued when you had just been rooting so hard for us.
Right.
This could have been the best thing that ever happened to the NHL.
I know. But maybe to your point, they didn't care about that.
Well, I think that's what it says. I think it says they don't see this as a crisis because they're like, we're not actively trying to widen our base.
Right.
Like, we're happy with our insular little group of people.
Right. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Because it's not like it takes a lot of effort to write a little notes app apology statement. I mean, you could have even used ChatGPT. You know how we feel about AI.
You know how we feel about AI.
But I'm just saying, it's not...
There are tools out there.
Right. It's not like the requirements to issue an apology were so unbelievably challenging. Yeah. So there was no way it was possible to do it.
Yeah.
They could have. And to your point, I do agree. I think that they clearly are fine with it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're good with the people who watch hockey, men's hockey. We're good with it.
Which is, it kind of speaks to one of our goals with our show, which is to widen the spectrum of people to whom sports is accessible.
Right.
And who follow sports and who can get into the drama. You know, we always try to qualify people. And I think to us, what we've seen that our show has been successful largely because we've done that, because it appeals to many different people. And to us, it's like, that is our goal. And from like a moral standpoint, that's what we want to do. Also, though, like, we do live in a capitalist society and we are like, that's how we're going to make money.
Right.
So it's like the NHL is just being like stupid from a business perspective.
Yes.
And also, I can't help but feel that some of this stuff, when you get sucked into talking about all of this, part of me wants to just be like, what if we taxed the billionaires? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what if we just tax the billionaires and then like everybody might have a better chance of like getting by and we wouldn't be just fighting with each other all the time?
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
just thinking out loud.
And that's Charlotte's campaign slogan.
And here I am. Tax the billionaires.
Yeah. I have nothing else to add.
All right.
Wow. You know. What a great way to end.
I feel crazy. I do. This whole thing has made me feel crazy.
Well, it's almost like society has woken up to what it's like to be a woman or someone who's marginalized when you feel like you're going crazy and you're like gaslit into thinking, well, that wasn't bad behavior. You know, that's what it kind of feels like.
Yes.
I feel like I'm being gaslit to being like, that actually, it was fine. Don't worry about it. Try not to worry. As a society. And now people are like, wait, hold on a second. Wait. They haven't apologized. Yeah. And then now we're all supposed to just be like, it's fine.
Right. I also feel like I've seen like some women's sports accounts. They picked up the SNL thing as if it made everything okay.
Yeah.
And I saw a bunch of people I know commenting and being like, "You go, girls." And I was like, I was like, I feel crazy because
I know
to us, this didn't seem to really fix any problem. But now I'm seeing people that I respect be like, "Hell yeah, brother."
I'm like, are we?
I'm like, I feel nuts all the time.
Like, I know. I was watching, and afterwards, I turned to Cutter and I go, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know what that was. And then I texted Charles. I was like, what was that?
And I was like,
you know what? Honestly, I think part of it too is that like we're just too deep in talking about PR too.
Yeah.
Or like I'm just like I think about the behind the scenes of that choice, that decision, and I'm like, that's what we're going with here. That's the angle.
Yeah.
And you're bringing it up. Oh, like, well, the women's won recently. They won a gold in 2018. The last time the men won was in 1980 or whatever. It's like, it just felt like it was like, oh, we're just poking fun. Like, oh, the men are just, we're not as good.
I'm just a little idiot.
And then here are the women cleaning up the mess.
I also don't like this idea of like women being exceptional as the thing that makes it all okay. I don't love, the thing that's really been pissing me off is it seems infantilizing to bring these women hockey players out and gas them up and be like, yeah, the men are here too. Ha ha. It's sort of like the sitcom wife being like, oh, these men. And everyone's like, well, the woman's clearly better. And it's like, yeah, they were better at hockey. They were the favorite. The men weren't. The men eked it out. Great.
Yeah.
But like, that doesn't matter. Like, I don't care how good. It's like the idea that women have to be exceptional.
Right.
And then, you know what? We'll give them their flowers and that'll excuse anything the men did. And we're just going to, it's like, shut up.
Right. Well, you know what I actually think about? Here's a question for you.
Okay.
If the women had not won that game and they got silver, do you think that would have changed the PR strategy? Obviously, it would have changed what they said in SNL because they wouldn't have won gold. But do you think that would have changed anything? Well,
I don't think Trump would have made the same joke.
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
yeah, but maybe not. That's true.
If he had, this is interesting. That's a great question though, because what if he had said something disparaging, you know, like, oh, well, the women aren't as good as you are. And everybody had laughed.
Yeah.
I think maybe it would have been even more infantilizing because I think that they still would have trotted the women out.
Yes, I think
but we watching would be like, well, they didn't win gold.
Right. Right.
You know, I think it kind of would have been the same playbook. It would have just made us feel even more crazy.
Yes, I think that's probably true. Yeah.
Anyways,
well, let us know your thoughts, what you felt watching the SNL monologue. Connor's story was great. He was great. Fabulous.
Did you watch any of his sketches?
Oh, so good. He's
electric.
He's a talent.
He is.
Yes.
I watched it and I was like, he was great. But he also was so invested.
Yes.
And he was a waiter 6 months ago.
I know. Good for him.
I wish he would come on our show.
Connor's story. Come on the pod.
If you're listening.
Hey. Wow. Well, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching or listening. And as always, please rate and review, like, and subscribe. It makes a huge, huge difference.
Very helpful.
Yes. And you can follow us on Instagram at Sports Gossip and TikTok at Sports Gossip Show, and subscribe to our Substack at sportsgossipshow.substack.com.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, baby. Okay. Bye.